How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Buddy's House of Horror, and welcome to another Sunday Shoutout, where of course I'm going to be showcasing some of my friends, collaborators who are also in the spooky realm and are lovers of all things horror. This week, I'm going to be shouting out my pals Bradley and Robert from Kolchak's Loop podcast. Of course, you guys know Bradley. He was my guest on the House of Horror podcast this past week. So I just thought it would be a good idea to just shout him out again and give him the nod on this Sunday shout out to go check out his Kolchak's Loop podcast. If you guys haven't heard of the Kolchak's Loop before, just to read their description, join Robert and Bradley for the Kolchak's Loop podcast and keep in the loop on their Facebook fan page. Give us your questions and theories about everything Night Stalker, and we'll keep you in the show's loop and beyond. So the Kolchak's Loop, you would think it only covers Kolchak, right? Kolchak the Night Stalker. You would think that that's all there is to it. But since it's the Kolchak's Loop, it's an all-encompassing show about everything that has to do with the Night Stalker, everything that has to do with Darren McGavin, and just the world that the Night Stalker created and how it all loops together and ties in like a little puzzle. A never-ending loop. But the Kolchak's Loop podcast can be found pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, CastBox, and Overcast. You can connect with them by emailing them at the Kolchak at simply, sorry, I don't want to confuse you guys, it's just kolchaksloop@gmail.com. They have a voicemail box as well. This is actually where I got the idea to set up my voicemail box. And you can give them a call at 662-374-0778. They have a Patreon as well, so make sure you research them on Patreon. And they're actually starting a Jeff Rice Memorial Scholarship. Jeff Rice, of course, was the original author between the Night Stalker novel. And you can find them on anywhere, like Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and their YouTube. You just would look up Kolchak's Loop. They're pretty easy to find on pretty much anything. And they have a really great show, man. They dissect every episode of Kolchak. The Night Stalker, of course, the television series from the 70s. And they have guests on the show like Mark DeWidziak, and they had Jeff Rice's son on the show. It's just a really great show and a really great conversation between two really awesome people, and I can't recommend the show enough. I really love the show, and that's why I wanted to showcase them for the Sunday shout out this week. So that's gonna do it for this week's Sunday shout out, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow for another episode of Buddy's House of Horror. So as always, you guys, take care and stay spooky.